messy. But that's what the music industry is. Walang madali dito. Lahat mahirap.
The passion should burn.
It's the thing that will sustain you through the very, very long periods of doubting yourself.
Sir Joey Santos.
Hey everybody. Hey Mark.
So yun.
Basta.
Yun. Sa wakas, natuloy din. Yan. And then, yeah, you came from what booths?
Yeah, so I came from the activity center. We gave a talk for Alpha Theta Philippines.
Okay.
I moderated a panel of DJ content creators.
DJ content creators. Okay.
Parang yun nangyari, Mark, over the pandemic.
Yeah.
Since all of the clubs and bars were closed,
Yes.
DJs kind of had to transition to doing stuff online, right?
Yeah.
A lot of those DJs continued even though the pandemic ended. So marami pa rin silang ginagawa na content, whether that's, they make tutorials, they make skits, they make live streams on Twitch or Facebook. So it almost became as important as the actual DJing that they do in clubs and bars.
Wow.
And to me, that's very interesting. Kasi what is the world like now? Yes, we still go to places like this, Musik Manila. It's great to see everybody in person.
Yeah.
Pero biglang mas maraming opportunities to do this sort of thing on an online boundary-less sort of stage, right? And you see that with podcasts, it's all over YouTube, Spotify.
Yeah.
But with DJing, the case is similar. So, yun, I just wanted to assemble that team of people, Ron Poe, Ara Pascual, DJ Cupcakes, and DJ IL, all with their own communities, all with their own followings, and all with their own distinct styles of creating content. Iba-iba sila. So I was like, kailangan kong makuha lahat ng taong to under one roof.
Yeah.
And let me understand how you operate.
Galing.
Because I'd like to know.
Yeah.
And yun. And
This was by what's that, sponsored by
Alpha Theta.
Alpha Theta carries what
Alpha Theta, formerly Pioneer DJ.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
So puro DJ, kaya puro DJ.
Galing. So, for the viewers' sake, let's give a backgrounder. You're a DJ, a music producer, ano pa ba? And how do you get into it? ano ba nauna? Music producer? Kasi nakilala kita through yung old band mo, sila Edu.
Yeah.
Edu and...
Halik ni Gringo.
And who was the guitarist?
Wacky.
Yeah. Edu and Wacky were my students at music production.
Yes, that's right.
Benil.
That's right.
So, ngayon, ano ba mas nauna? DJing or yung
Banda.
Bale,
nung high school, nagsimula yung musical exploration ko. So, it was music and meeting girls.
Okay.
So, parang yun nangyari.
Music, DJing?
DJing and being in a band. Kasi all boys school kami.
Yeah.
So, syempre...
Saan ka?
Sa Lasal.
Green Hills. Of course. LSGH tayo.
LSGH yan. So, parang, di ba, syempre pag bata ka, parang you wanna...
Kabatch mo si Wacky. Sa LSGH.
Yes, we're the same batch.
Yeah.
Of course, you wanna meet people outside of school.
Yes, of course.
So, parang, what's a great way to do that? Through music. So,
yes.
magbanda tayo, mag-DJ tayo.
Yeah.
I got involved in all of that. So it's more on the music side. So that's how I got started. And that sort of curiosity about just music and creativity, it's followed me all the way until now. I'm 42. I just turned 42.
Yeah.
So parang when I think about it, matagal na pero not long enough. Parang ang dami pang pwedeng gawin.
Yun. So, tapos DJing, you made it into a sort of a career simultaneously with yung pagbabanda?
Okay. Yeah, so what happened was I was in 4th year high school. Started learning how to DJ from my friend. Meron siyang pares na CDJ 500. I think the first one, the very first one, his name is Miko Merchan. He's a pilot now. But basically he had like a DJ setup at home and a pair of Technics, and I'm like, man, this is so fun. And I genuinely love music, lalo na yung mga 90s stuff. When you're in high school, you love everything.
Yeah, you love everything.
So yun, and as an aside, it was a great way to meet people outside of school, like in parties, ganyan. Ikaw mag-DJ sa mga debut or sa prom or school events, ganyan. So that was like in 4th year high school, and I had a band too, pero it was more on like parang rock, new metal side, kasi uso siya nung time na yun. So they kinda happened at the same time, pero yung pagbabanda was more like a group activity while the DJing was more something I did on my own time.
Yeah.
So, wala. Parang puro naging music lang yung ginawa ko. Now that I think about it. Parang,
Tapos yung pagdi-DJ, was it more dance, di ba?
yeah.
Dance electronic music production.
Yeah. It was more of dance music DJing. So at the time, I was, trance was huge because of Manolet Dario
Yes.
and BK.
Yes.
Tapos nandyan din
NBK.
yung house and techno. Toti Dalmatian,
Yes,
highly
of course,
influential Groove Nation. So yeah, they were my influences. They still are until now.
Oh.
And sobrang, it's a testament to what committing to something that you really enjoy does to you. It's not just about having a career, but it's about having purpose.
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
Toti Dalmatian has immense purpose.
Yeah.
He has a record store. He has
Yung Groove Nation.
he has Terran recording. I mean, that's purpose.
Yeah.
Manolet Dario is the same, and
Yeah.
he's still doing it until now. Still
Yes.
playing everywhere, diba? Can only hope to be something like that later in my career.
Yeah, galing, yeah. Oo nga naman. The icons, local icons of our industry.
Yeah.
So, can you walk us through music production? How do you produce music?
Yeah, I think when it comes to producing music, there are a lot of ways to go about it, and lalo na ngayon na pretty much you can do everything on like your phone, right?
Yes.
A lot of new producers coming into the game, what they'll do is they'll download an app. It can be something like BandLab or FL Studio or something similar on their laptops. Tapos, you can make everything on your own. You can watch tutorials online. That's something I am an advocate of. Self-education
Yes.
through all of these videos. At the same time,
Especially now, the internet is full
there's
of it.
Yeah, there's so much information out there, which is amazing. A lot of paid courses too. Pero when it comes to like producing with a band, biglang the calculus shifts because suddenly it's not just about you. It's about you and like 2 other people,
Yeah.
3 other people, sometimes 7 other people, depending on kung nire-record mo yung brass, pass.
Yeah.
Like 15. It's that aspect of collaboration that kinda is not similar with how a lot of music production is done now in software na mag-isa ka. And I'm not talking about like being in a recording studio and recording all of these guys with like a big mixer. It's how a huge majority of young producers are making music and doing it on their own, which is amazing because it kind of opened the floodgates and now everybody has a chance to express themselves. But at the same time, we also have to understand there are different kinds of music production too. And there's pretty much room for everybody as far as I'm concerned. I know there will be people who will disagree with me, but as far as I'm concerned, everybody has a seat at the table when it comes to making music. And that's not even talking about AI coming into the picture.
Yeah,
That's a
iba pa
separate
yun.
altogether. It's, to me, too early to tell. Ako, I'd rather not use it. Pero I can see a lot of producers use it to their advantage. And it's not just a quantity thing. It's also a qualitative thing.
Yeah.
It can improve stuff. Pero ako parang, as much as possible, like I make music because it's fun for me. And if an AI will do it for me, it's no longer fun.
Yeah.
Parang ganun.
Wala
So,
na yung soul and human feel.
yeah, I think even like soul, quote unquote soul or human feel, eventually ma-approximate yan ng AI. Pero at the end of the day, why do you make music? You make it because it's an expression of you through your hands,
Yes.
diba? And your brain. So if you outsource all of that, what's left? And that's when it becomes a discussion for a totally different thing altogether. Feeling ko lang,
Yeah.
Ikaw, what do you think?
No, of course. What we want to know now is, okay, there's Joey Santos, the music producer slash DJ. So, on the technical side of things, of course, wala. Huwag natin pag-usapan si AI. How do you do it? What's the step-by-step walkthrough you can give us? Kahit overview. Paano ka gumagawa ng music? Like, there's an idea brewing in your head. How do you put it into reality?
Yeah, sure.
Sige nga.
So, there are 2 different approaches that I
Yeah.
do. One is when I work with other people, and one is when I work just
Yeah.
alone or with
Yeah.
my own band. So I'll start off with how I do it on my own.
Yes.
Usually, like, I'm a big fan of catchy melodies and hooks. I don't know who isn't. Pero ako, very particular ako about that. Even when I DJ, I just like playing I like playing pop hits.
Yes.
So that kind of translates into like the stuff that I produce also. Usually like I'll come up with a melody line, parang wala lang, I just hum. And then when I like something, I take out my phone. Tapos yung number one app ko dito is meron akong notes. Tapos yung sa notes, that's where I am like, I just write the lyrics or I use the voice recorder on my phone and I hum it. And then I have it on my phone. And then what I do is like every month or something, I just review all of the stuff that I have, go through the ideas, and I'm like, ano ba yung meron ditong konting substance that I can turn into like a larger production?
Yeah.
Diba? Because most of the time, like a lot of the stuff that you write is not good. And that's part of it.
Yeah.
You gotta go through the bad stuff to get to the good at some point.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just the
And
whole
then
reality.
From notes, from ideas to notes, and then software. How do you encode it into your recording system?
Sure.
Or you still do like analog stuff? Wala na, di ba? Wala
I
na
wish.
tape.
I wish. Medyo mahal lang eh. Ang ginagawa ko is, so I have the ideas on my phone. Buksan ko lang yung DAW ko. Either it's in Ableton or I use Cubase, which I've transitioned to when doing studio work kasi si Angie Rozul, who works freelance at our studio, does the engineering. Cubase yung nakasanayan niya.
Cubase,
so
yes.
I want to meet him at his level. He's amazing and I want to, support that.
Yeah.
So Cubase then. So I put all the ideas there. Tapos yun, it starts out as like a sketch and then you build it up pa konti-konti.
Okay.
I always start with the chorus. I don't know, ganun ako. I always start with the chorus or a riff.
Kasi nga yung recall, you love that thematic recall, melodic recall.
I think a motif is like the strongest thing that you can have next to a chord progression. If you have a chord progression and a strong hook or a motif, that's a song. It can be played on whatever instrument. Pwedeng piano, pwedeng gitara. You can play it on a darbuka or whatever. And a tonal instrument. But like, another accompanying instrument. Pwede, diba? So if you have those two elements, you have a pop song pretty much. Kaya yun. And I feel like that's something that I've just been very comfortable doing through the years. I try to break out of it, doing other stuff, other different methods of producing. Pero for me, that's what works. It's what gives me like a kind of result that I tend to look for pag nagsusulat ako ng kanta.
So ito, you've mentioned you love thematic, you love what's this, melodic stuff. So when I listen to a Joey Santos produced material, what should I look for, or what's a signature sound of Joey Santos na parang pag play mo or pag roll up mo on let's say kahit hindi sa yung visual material, let's say in cinema, nagamit na ba ito, or what's can you describe the signature sound of Joey Santos if there is?
Yeah, usually pangit yung mix. So
paanong para sa banda ba or parang
I think I've had a bit of time to think about that question kasi parang lalo na ngayon na if you go on soundbetter.com, you can virtually work with anybody in the world. All sorts of mix engineers, mastering engineers. The world's your oyster. You just pay an amount and then they can mix it for you, diba? Grammy award winning.
Yeah.
So inisip ko, ano ba yung tunog na gusto kong mangyari? Like as a producer, it kind of bleeds into who you are as a mixer too, because since I mix songs. And what I try to do is, meron lang ako parang tatlong simpleng element na gustong ilagay sa bawat kanta na minimix at pinoproduce ko. Una, gusto ko lang ng malakas na drums. Gusto ko ng kick drum pati snare drum na rinig. Kung rock band yan, gusto ko medyo rinig din yung overheads and hi-hats. That's the main thing. I think that drives a lot of what the song is about. The second thing that I like is to just have a really strong vocal if it's vocal music. Gusto ko front and center yan. So drums, tsaka bosses nandyan. And the third thing is to have all the other instruments support those two main things. So the bass is somewhere in here, your guitars are panned hard left, hard right, and then kung meron kang additional synths and pads, ilalagay ko lang siya dyan. Pero the main focus always for me are the drums and the vocals. And then everything, kumbaga parang yun yung dalawang big rocks mo, and then everything else kind of fills out.
Building blocks, parang
and iba-iba siya. Kasi minsan, magme-mix ka ng kanta na walang vocals, anong gagawin natin? Or if it's a hip-hop song, iba rin siya. So, I try to come at it from that fundamental mix perspective and then later on, just adapt depending on how the artist wants their stuff to come out. Which is, sa totoo naman kasi, it's not my song. If I'm mixing like a Sponge Cola track, it's a Sponge Cola song.
Yeah.
So how should they sound? They know how they should sound, and I try to add my own production twist on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't.
Okay. How about remixing? Have you done a lot
Yeah.
for OPM?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does
love it.
that process go?
Yeah.
Naman.
So, ang gagawin ko is I always try to make it a point to buy the song kasi alam ko it's just a small way of being able to support the artist. Kasi yung mga remix naman na ginagawa ko, whenever you go to my DJ set, hindi naman siya official remixes sanctioned by the label or the artist even. So what I do is I buy the song, go on the iTunes store, buy it
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Sabi natin, I made a remix recently of Dionela,
Yeah.
Marilag. I bought it on iTunes store, got it, and then I wanted to make like a Jersey bounce kind of edge to it. So ang ginawa ko is I split the stems. You used to not be able to do that.
Yes,
That-
yes. Ang hirap nun nung panahon namin
Yeah.
mag-split ng stems.
Oo, and naabutan ko pa yun na you had to ask the label for,
Yeah.
or you buy the vinyl na remix service siya. It
Yeah,
has the
yeah.
instrumental and the acapella.
Or sisiprahin namin. Tapos
Sisiprahin, yeah.
kailangan tutugtugin.
Oo.
Parang ganun.
Yeah, so tayo, kayo, and I guess like my cohort of producers reached that point. But after the 2020s, nagkaroon na ng capability yung mga software to split these into quote-unquote stems, right?
Yes.
So it's basically AI trained on just different types of music na parang it knows what drums are. You know how AI works?
Yeah.
So yun, now you can do it. So what I do is I use an app called Neural Mix
Neural
Pro.
mix. So,
Yeah, it's developed by Algorithm. It's made by the same company that makes DJ. It's the best DJ app that I've used.
do you know of any DJ schools or who teach DJing professionally dito sa Manila?
There are a lot. There are a lot around the Philippines.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the
Philippines,
schools are, like in Visayas and Mindanao, pero meron.
Yeah.
If not schools, instructors. But for Manila, yeah, I can say there's a bunch. And they're all exhibiting. Most of them are exhibiting here, by the way, in Musik Manila.
okay.
Scarecrow is here. Scarecrow House of DJ. My
Wow.
tutorials yan. They have
Okay,
lessons.
yeah.
Silent Noise. Aryan Magat teaches there. They're a really good shop and school and teacher, if I say so myself. He's amazing. And also Crate Manila. Si Mick Martinez. So yeah, there are a lot of schools. And the reason why there are a lot of schools is because there's a huge demand for actual in-person training.
Yun nga, yun
Diba?
yung anong
That's the difference eh.
Yeah.
I think Mark, like ako, the content I make now is mostly parang TikTok lang na short form education,
Yeah.
which is nice for like
Yes.
little bits of knowledge.
Yes.
Pero when you want the actual muscle memory and learning the theory and everything, there's no substitute in
Or-
my opinion,
yeah.
no substitute for
In learning and experience.
in person. Yeah, in person. Or the same goes with just about anything, I feel. Na parang like, even a conversation like this, it's better in person.
Yes, of course. I agree. We tried. Really.
Yeah, no, I mean like apart from technical difficulties, mas masaya lang. I mean,
Yeah.
I get to see you and everything.
Yeah.
It's the same with DJ tuition, and that's why like as much as I want to, hindi na kasi ako naka-base dito sa Manila, but as much
Yeah.
as I want to have like a school here or to teach here, I'd absolutely love that. I just can't at the moment. Maybe in the future I will.
Pero going back into music production, what was your most challenging project yet?
Yeah, wow. I think like the most challenging projects usually are the ones that you think sa simula parang dali lang to. Or voiceover lang naman to eh. Ganyan. And I'm looking at this from not just like producing a band. I'm talking about it from more of like, you know, gagawa ka ng music bed for this particular piece of content or even marketing material sabihin natin.
Yeah.
Those are very challenging because in that scenario, you're hired as somebody who executes based on the vision of somebody or a team. Diba?
Yeah.
Yun.
I understand that.
Yeah, so
Oo.
parang ako parang
Tapos sabihin, okay, here's the playback. I submitted like first maganda siya, pero
oh yeah.
and then the bullets come in.
Yeah. And you know, I understand because that's
Yeah.
the industry.
Yeah.
And that's how that's how people collaborate, right? And ako, I don't do much of it anymore. We used to back in the
Yeah.
2010s, pero now parang paisa-isa na lang. I only try to, I'll do like one-offs kasi I'd rather just spend more time like working with bands.
Yeah.
Parang mas trip ko lang yun. Yun lang.
So, of course, DJing, back to you, you're selling yourself. Diba? You're selling your talent as a DJ or as a remixer, as a music producer even.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself relevant in the industry? Kasi ang dami na ngayon eh. Ang dami. Anyone can be another
Yeah.
Joey Santos, another Ron Po.
100%.
Pero, of course, what differentiates you and your skill set to be relevant? Lalo na ngayon, may AI. Di ba? Parang, so, what do you think has made you float until now? Parang lumalabas ka pa rin eh dun sa shortlist ng mga producers, sa mga independent producers, independent DJs. So,
I think that's something I ask myself a lot also kasi I think the reason why is because there's no actual answer to it. And it's too early in the game right now to know how AI will affect us. The first top of my head, I know it will obliterate a lot of different sectors in our industry as musicians and audio engineers. Ayoko na mo siyang isipin ng ganun, pero we have to be ready for that also, right?
Yeah.
So ako, I just try to. It sounds trite to say you just have to do more of what makes you, but there's a lot of wisdom in that, and I know it's just one of those things na parang sinasabi sa'yo ng guidance counselor pag grade 5 ka, na parang just be yourself and ganyan. Pero totoo siya eh. Especially now na here's something really interesting that I've been reading up on. You know how a lot of things now are algorithmically driven. So sabihin natin na parang TikTok or Facebook ganyan, they all kinda feed you certain things that are similar.
Yeah.
But coffee shops tend to look the same. Whatever, like a comfy, cozy gamer sort of setup at home that has a look, or there's a kind of dress that you wear or outfit that you wear. So parang nagkakaroon tayo ng flattening of culture na medyo magkakaparehas lahat.
Yeah.
You see this with music too. A lot of the bands that had, sabihin natin 90s, may grunge naman and everything counterculture. Pero dati kasi, you only had radio, and radio in itself was a kind of quote-unquote algorithm. Pero tao yung pumipili pa rin.
yes.
Ngayon na parang it's everything like AI, and it's sort of machine learning, I guess, na they come up with an algorithm that serves you based on what you've seen before. Parang nagiging pare-parehas na. Nagkakaroon ng sort of, I don't know, it just becomes like this homogenization of culture. So, all the more na dapat we do things that run counter to that. If everybody is making like the same transition video, sabihin natin, diba, on TikTok or something, try to do something else. Don't make a transition video, make a talking video. I don't know. This is coming at it from a content perspective.
Yes.
Pero that's only, sometimes we forget na there's a world outside of content, especially for musicians. But there is. And ako, I try to do as much as I can offline. So that's spending time with you, meeting people, and trying to help the community of, audio engineers, live sound DJs. Like, oras yun eh.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you invest in people, it's good. Invest not in a bad way, but like, you invest in relationships,
Yes.
right? Yun. I think that's one way you can be different. Just because
A Zoom
nobody
call
wants to do it.
a Zoom call can never replace a handshake.
Yeah, I mean, it's the next best thing. But if you could meet in person, better. Diba?
Yeah. So let's skew a bit as a content creator.
Yeah.
Tools. What tools do you use to make your content?
Yes. So my favorite talaga is a phone. And this is something that I've used nung start ng pandemic. Kasi nung time na yun, nawalan ako ng work. Like a lot of people, wala na ako ng work at the start of pandemic. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Parang gusto ko muna magpahinga, making YouTube reviews and that kind of thing. And then my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, sabi niya, huwag ka nang mag-YouTube muna. Huwag ka muna mag-reviews. Gawa ka ng TikTok. I'm like, yeah, but like, they just dance and, TikTok at the time, right?
Nung nagsisimula
Simula siya, puro sayaw lang yan, or like, dub smash or something. Sabi ko, that's not me. Sabi niya, hindi. You do the teaching on TikTok. Sabi ko, but it's so short. No, it's okay. People understand it. So yun. So yung ginawa ko was like, I'll do like 3 or 4 videos every single day. It was the pandemic. We had time. Every single day. Yun lang. Just using my phone and me and stuff that I kind of learned the hard way through the years. Yun. And then it just became that. So it's the phone, really. It's like the quickest, I guess, tool to get your idea out of your head and onto a platform where people can consume it. Yun.
Okay. So, what do you think now is the role of Filipino producers in shaping the identity of Filipino music?
This is not the industry. I always feel like every generation of producers has to do something that would move the entire culture forward. So it's not just music. Yes, sound is a big part of it, but it's also aesthetic. It's also ethos. It's about things that you believe in. Every generation, iba-iba yan. And then I think you're doing it for the next generation. You're not doing it for yourself. And I feel like yung current crop of Filipino music producers ngayon, they've taken that and just grown it exponentially. I'm talking about I wanted to study 9 Degrees North, for example. Sina Shadi. I wanted to go to they have like all of the biggest hits right now come from that studio and from that guy. So I'm like, I guess I'll never be a
Ano to, di ba?
Sa Baguio.
Baguio.
Oh, sa Baguio. It all comes from that studio.
Cup of Joe.
Yeah, I just gotta learn this from myself.
Basta.
Everything comes from that guy. Brian Lotto, another amazing producer. This is talaga sa mga I worked with him for like a song recently with Chindetera. Sabi ko, I want you to be the one to produce and help produce, mix, and just give me feedback. Kasi ako yung nag-record sa kanila, pero I need your ear and I need like your taste.
Do something else.
He's really good, and I feel like he's going to take like the whole music production and engineering
you have to accept the
craft
fact na
to the next level
sa music
in the coming years.
music,
He's been in the trenches, and that's why I know na he's one of the best.
Rarely,
for me at
pero
least.
Yeah.
I'm
He
at
is.
this
He
point
is.
where
Kung
I'm very comfortable
you
in
work with
saying
these
that
guys.
it will never be a straight line.
Itong sila,
Yung sa 9 Degrees, hindi pa.
on.
I haven't worked with them yet. But
There will
all
be
the songs that I hear are
intersections.
from
Take a left
them.
turn, take a
They have the
U-turn.
Cozy Cove,
Magkakamali
Yeah.
ka,
which
you'll
is
learn
like,
from your mistakes and you'll
to
get
me,
back on
it's
track.
the new
messy.
Wish Bus.
But that's what
in
the
a
music
different
industry
setting.
is.
Yeah.
Wish Bus is
If you
great.
want something
Cozy
safe,
Cove, they
this
did
is
their
not the
entire
industry to be in.
entire thing and differently na.
Something
And
I
then
can totally
yung
get.
bagong tower
100%
sessions ngayon,
Yeah.
Tower of Doom,
Oh.
iba na naman.
Iba
So,
naman setup.
yeah, this is what I'm saying na every generation will have like the pioneers, and every generation
None
will
of us
have
are in this because it's
groups of
easy.
people
We
who
do
will
it
push the
because we
culture
love it.
forward. And to me, it's them.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
Should be there.
They're doing it online, but
The passion
and they also
should
have like
burn.
offline
It's the
components. The
thing
Wish
that
Bus
will
has the bus. Cozy Cove, you can
sustain
actually
you
go
through
to the
the
Cozy
very
Cove.
long periods
Tower
of sounding
sessions,
yourself.
you can see them. You can go to like Tower Doom and
Yeah.
katokan mo si Eric. Ricardo.
Oo.
I don't recommend you do it, but you
Yeah,
can.
pero noon, nung nasa Kamias pa sila,
Yeah.
I've been to their studio,
Yeah.
we've done projects with them. Pero ngayon, nasa New Manila na yata.
Yeah.
Tapos sobrang iba na daw yung
Yeah.
yung approach na to doing tower session.
Yeah, they have their own building.
Yeah.
Yung tower sessions nila ngayon, may LED walls sila. They have an entire crew of like the best graphic designers, 3D designers, everything, editors. They're just on another level talaga.
Oo.
And credit to them because like Tower of Doom has been around since like the 2000s.
Yes.
And nag-evolve sila na nag-evolve. They were the first ones, in my memory, they were the first ones to have like a live show on YouTube na pumutok. And then nung nakita ng mga tao na pumutok yun, people were suddenly like, it's something that we can do also.
Yeah.
Which is
Everybody
great.
followed suit.
Oo.
Yeah.
Which is great. Kasi, again, pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay, there's room for everybody. Not everybody's going to want to watch Tubero. Some people want to watch Ben and Ben
Yeah.
or something. Pwede sila mag-collab.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
So, ibang audiences.
Nice. But you think paano yung sustainability nito? I mean, what we're all doing, where do you think it's gonna be at? And is it sustainable for our industry, or for us to keep doing things like this, producing music, making music for others, making our own music and remixing others? Where do you see it going?
It's a complicated question because there is no one answer to it, and no one has a crystal ball. So we can only sort of think about what we hope the industry would look like moving forwards, diba? In terms of sustainability, I feel like having these online outlets like YouTube where channels can get paid,
Yes.
that's good. Yung mga brand deals din, kumikita yung mga channels dahil sa brand deals, that's also good. In the past, it used to be with TV.
Yes.
Brands would put out ads there.
Yeah.
Now it's on YouTube or like in the actual videos, diba? So that's one way to, I guess, monetize that kind of content as music producers or music labels or something.
What can you give to our audience now? Like a takeaway.
There's no set path to it. I think, in a creative field like music, there's so many different things that you can go about doing this. You can be like a stage performer. You can work in the back end. You can work in a label. You can work in an office. You can be in a studio. There's so many ways to get into the industry. And I think the only piece of advice I would give, and I wish somebody gave this to me too, when I was a lot younger, you just have to follow your curiosities when it comes to music. Ano kasi siya parang dati, I wanted to study sound engineering. I wanted to go to Berkeley. I wanted to go to Australia to study it. Sobrang mahal. Diba? So I'm like, I guess I'll never be a sound engineer. And then, at that time, that's when I decided na parang, hindi, I just gotta learn this for myself. Wala pa masyadong internet tutorials nun. So, trial and error.
Yeah.
Like how a lot of us did it back in the day.
Yeah.
Yun, but if I came at it from a perspective na parang hindi, but this is the set way that I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to go to like Full Sail, or I'm supposed to go to like SAE or some other audio school in order to be a sound engineer. I don't think I'd be in music production right now. I'd probably do something else entirely. I used to be in insurance for like for a few years. Yun, so I think you have to accept the fact na pagdating sa music, and if you want a career in music, it will never be a straight line. I would say rarely, pero I'm at this point where I am very comfortable in saying that it will never be a straight line. You will come at a crossroads. There will be intersections. You'll take a left turn. You'll take a U-turn. Magkakamali ka, you'll learn from your mistakes, and you'll get back on track.
Yeah.
It's messy, but that's what the music industry is.
Yeah.
Diba? If you want something safe, this is not the industry to be in. And that's something I can totally guarantee, 100%, hand over my heart. There is no guarantees here in this industry. Walang madali dito. Lahat mahirap. None of us are in this because it's easy. We do it because we love it.
Yun. The passion should be there.
Yeah.
The passion should burn, I think.
It's the thing that will sustain you through the very, very long periods of doubting yourself.
Yeah.
And we've all been there.
Yeah.
Diba? So, yun.
All right. I think pretty much covered everything on the checklist of getting to know how Joey Santos operates in music production.
Wow.
And I hope it inspires the people listening, or even the younger generation who are listening to the Soundwaves podcast. Any last words? Shout outs?
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much, Soundwaves, for having me. Really glad we got a chance to do this. Musik Manila 2025. I think this is like the most impressive expo I've been to here in audio dito sa region natin. So congratulations, really amazing event, very successful. And yeah, to everybody who kind of wants to get into the music industry but is not sure, my recommendation is to just try.
Yeah.
Kailangan mo masubukan kailangan mo matikman what it is. And It may not be a good experience, but it's okay. At different points in your life, you will revisit that desire to want to stay in music or get back into
Yeah.
music. That's also okay. I've done it many times. Umalis ako, bumalik ako. Umalis uli ako, bumalik uli ako. I can't help it. What can we do, Mark? We can't help
we
it.
Get sucked in.
We can't help it. Yeah, that's it. If you know you want it, you want it. If you're curious about it, just try it. I think you'll know whether you want to stay in it or not. Diba? And life comes in seasons. What season of life are you in? That's another thing that you may want to consider. So never say never when it comes to music.
Right.
Yun.
Right, ang ganda. And with that, we give you Musik Manila 2025 with the Soundwaves Podcast and the Audio Engineering Society and the Knowledge Center. Thank you very much, Joey. And thank you very much, everyone, for sticking out with us for the past 3 days. This has been Mark Laccay from Soundwaves Podcast. And see you again on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye. Awesome. Salamat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Picture tayo dito.